and welcome to the latest episode of the Summer Movie Draft 2025. We'll be dealing with the movies that opened on the weekend of June 13th. And I'm being joined by two co-hosts this week, which would be the owners of those particular movies in the draft, and they would be How to Train Your Dragon with Mitch
Hey there.
and Materialists, which would be Candace.
It is.
All right, so to begin with, did anybody see a movie this weekend?
Sadly, no. I was busy at a friend's birthday being re-traumatized by a board game I do not wish to play again.
Was it Monopoly? Because that movie sucks, or that game sucks.
Twilight Imperium. I played it
Oh,
12 years ago and it still haunts my memories. Thankfully, I only played it with four players this time, so much better experience. I'm tempted to try again, but 11 years ago, I still have war memories
Still
of
not enough
it.
time? Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha. And yourself, Candace, I
Um,
believe.
so I was across a lake on an island where there's no power and very little cell service. However, I did manage to watch one movie on Friday the 13th because I
Oh,
had to.
okay.
And I had to watch a teenagers in the woods horror movie.
Right,
So I
right.
watched, um, God, what was it called? The Final Terror, which has
Final
Daryl
Terror.
Hannah in it and
Oh.
Joey Pants
Oh,
and
okay, okay.
um, Rachel Ward. And it's like it was filmed in 1981, but it wasn't released until 1983. And at that, the actual original film has been lost. And so what you see now is like a reconstruction done by, I think, Shout Factory from like six different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Um, I don't know that it was good enough for them to like work so hard to put out a, a version.
But of all the people to do that, Shout Factory is really devoted to doing that sort of thing. I mean, they're especially, well, I mean, they deal primarily with obscure and like horror genre stuff and all that
Yeah.
sort of thing. And some of the stuff, some of the special edition Blu-rays and 4K restorations they've put out in I mean, the recent past, not let alone how they've been doing all along. It's just been fantastic. And yeah, if you got something from them, you're definitely guaranteed to have at least a fully packed with extras sort of deal as it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
piecing something together from different sources sounds like one hell of an undertaking.
Yeah, there were definitely some times that the audio did not line up at all. And it's definitely kind of one of those, it's either a 1 star or a 5 star movie, depending on the viewer.
Right, right,
Um,
gotcha.
yeah. It was I think a horror movie that was actually more of a drama, intense psychological drama sort of thing.
I see.
I
Okay.
think they were trying to actually make some statements. And it was beautifully filmed. It looked amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think the person who made it thought that they were doing something really artistic and kind of were, but it also was just a bunch of teenagers in the woods with a killer of some sort.
Gotcha, gotcha.
So it's kind of a it either meets or does not meet your expectations.
Okay, all right. I'll admit I did get to see How to Train Your Dragon. I've finally decided to drop the plural on it because for the longest time I kept referring to it as dragons. Don't know why, but it's always been dragon.
Hmm.
Even the sequels is still dragon. But yeah, so it was a fun time. It was a great adaptation. In my little review that I put out on the weekend, it's something that if you're of a certain age, you don't really need to have seen it again because it is so loyal to the original. There's a little bit of twists and whatnot and all that, and but it's a spectacular example of how to do this sort of thing from animated to live action. Now, again, you're not too much of a step from computer generated animation to live action animation and all that sort of thing, but it was still very fun. And again, I didn't really need to see it, but the audience that it is made for, which is young families or kids now discovering all that sort of thing. It was definitely made for them, and it's definitely, as you can tell by the numbers from this opening weekend, that yeah.
It's a good avenue to introduce the young kids who hadn't seen or don't have
Hmm.
as much of a connection to the originals, as
Exactly.
well as depending on the age of the parents, they might be like, "Hey, I remember reading these books. Let's
Yeah.
go see the new one."
That no, that is exactly the audience that is built for. Like I'd mentioned, like if you were a young enough kid when the original movie came out in 2010, and now you have a young family of your own, you're definitely this is the movie that you want to bring your kids to and all that. We actually, me and the other our other co-star co-host Dan was with me, and on the one side of us was a gentleman with his young son who was about 5, maybe 6 and all that. And this was his first experience with How to Train Your Dragon. And dad obviously was a little closer to our age, so he was in the same situation. The kid loved it. He like gave it an enthusiastic 8 out of 10. So yeah, it was great.
I
So
completely forgot it came out in 2010. So like
yeah,
even if
I
you're
know.
born 2000, you're now
Yeah,
in your
exactly.
20s.
See, if you were born in yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, if you were born in the 2000 like 2000 at 10, this is a perfect movie for you.
Yeah.
And now, 15 years later, it's a perfect movie to bring your family to. All right, so to begin with, we'll just go into the numbers. Now, to begin with, we have domestic numbers for the total for the entire weekend. And coming in at number one for the weekend total is How to Train Your Dragons, which is no huge surprise. It came in with a domestic weekend total, and that is from the Friday to the Sunday of 83,700,000 dollars. In second place, again, no shock, is Lilo and Stitch. However, with a very reduced $15.5 million. Opening in third place domestically is Materialists, which made $12,427,000. In fourth place is Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, which brought in $10.3 million. Fifth place is from the world of John Wick, Ballerina, came in with $9.4 million, which is Mitch's movie from last week that he wasn't able to join us here, but still making a good showing of it and all that.
With the most seamlessly stated title of a
Oh,
film.
for sure, for sure. Oh yeah, no, exactly. When you look it up, it's that, so that's what you got to
It's
call it.
so
It's
intuitive.
it's like
Exactly.
this year's the assassination of the
The
coward
coward, yeah. Oh,
or the
Fire with
assassination
Jesse
of Jesse
James.
Judge
James
James
by
by
the
the coward.
coward. Uh, God,
Exactly. Yes.
yeah.
I already had one traumatic experience this weekend. I don't need to remember my time at the video store trying to direct people for that one. Thank you very much.
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah, that would have been around that time too. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a blockbuster release at one point.
All right. So in sixth place with $5 million was Karate Kid Legends. Seventh is Final Destination with 3.9. The Phoenician Scheme with just over $3 million. That's what we got for the whole entire thing. So, us an impressive start to How to Train Your Dragons. I mean, kind of close to what sort of Lilo and Stitch made, but Lilo and Stitch obviously because it was so early into its release that it didn't have any competition. So obviously Lilo and Stitch did a little bit more in its opening weekend, but again, still strong for what it was and the fact that it was such a high percentage of what the full box office was. Like I said, it was 83 million. Its closest competitor was 15. So and again, you're dealing with a weekend that isn't anything special except for maybe Father's Day. But I highly doubt. Well, there's a good chance that you might want to take Dad out to see How to Train Your Dragons or Lilo and Stitch.
Especially
But
if they're young kids, it's something to do with
exactly,
the dad.
yeah,
So,
exactly, exactly,
yeah. Not all 6-year-olds are taking their dads to the bar or anything like that.
exactly. Yeah, no, pretty, pretty much that's not going to happen. Yeah. All right, so that basically translates us to our full numbers. We refer to the Box Office Mojo, which gives us a worldwide um, box office for everything that's been released in the year 2025. Now, out of the whole entire list, the ones that we're dealing with are the movies that be released between May and September of this year. So, out of the top 200, we have listing at in third place overall since its release, Lilo and Stitch with $858.4 million. Followed up relatively closely in fourth place with Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning with $506.8 million. Jumping down to the sixth position is Thunderbolts with $379.3 million. Eighth place finds Final Destination Bloodlines at $271.7 million. And entering the top 200 and 10th place is How to Train Your Dragon with a grand total of worldwide box office of $197.8 million. So followed next on the list is jumps down to number 18 with From the World of John Wick Ballerina with a running total of $91.5 million. In 19th place is Karate Kid Legends with $89.9 million. We then go down the list much further to the 36th position with the Phoenician Scheme, making a total of a running total of $26.9 million. In 45th place is the Australian horror Bring Her Back with $20.1 million, entering the top 200. At the 54th place is Materialists with $15.5 million. In 77th place, Clown in a Cornfield with 9.4. In 99th place, Hurry Up Tomorrow with
I was waiting for it.
with $6.3 million. In 126th place is Shadow Force with $4.3 million. We then have in still holding into the top 200, but unfortunately, as we discussed last week, it has stopped making money. Is Fight or Flight, which has a we're gonna call it grand total of $4.03 million. In 139th place is Dangerous Animals with $4.024 million. And falling off of the top 200, but still making money. The Surfer drops off the top 200, coming in with a running total of $2.06 million. And The Ritual, which this weekend actually had a full. What are you about to say, Candace?
You continue your sentence and
Okay.
then I'll
All
well
right.
actually you.
Okay. The Ritual, which has a current running total of $1.5 million. So what were we going to say there?
So, according to Box Office Mojo, so it did
Yes.
have a limited release
Yes. Yes.
last week, and it was pushed for like wide release this week. Well,
Hmm.
you know what I mean by this week, but
Right.
that's what was supposed to happen. And then we talked about, I don't know if it's going to make any more money. So, according to Box Office Mojo, June 6th, it actually opened on 563 screens, which is very small, limited release.
Hmm.
On June 13th, it played on 48 screens.
Oh shit.
The
Oh,
wide release date, it's for
ouch.
so they didn't even they just pulled it.
Ah. Okay, well, I mean that's part of the game, right? You never know what's going to that's not a really good sign. Yeah.
I'm really intrigued to see this movie. Like, yeah. I don't know
Curiosities,
how it
yeah.
can be that bad. Like, it's really surprising that it's
Yeah.
that bad. Someone really fucked up on it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, curiosity's sake alone is like, why is this? And that's what makes a movie like that. I mean, is it really that bad? Is it just badly marketed? It probably really is that bad.
I
And
think it's really that bad.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
Is there
From
anyone like notable in it
yes,
or
Al Pacino.
Oh, it's that one.
And
I'm
Dan
sorry.
Stevens. Yes.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
apparently it's very paternalistic. And by paternalistic, I mean misogynist.
Mm, mm.
Okay, I was worried we're gonna go old boy route when you said that, but I'm kind of happy it's just misogynistic. It could have gone far worse.
Yeah. With all those totals, we're also keeping an eye on a couple of other interesting numbers. Um, Now, as I mentioned in the top 200, that our top one is Lilo and Stitch. So to point out what is number one and number two is two fascinating movies that are probably the complete opposites of each other. In actually, well, we'll go in reverse order because in second place it's a Minecraft movie. this movie, which was released in April, which is now on streaming and I believe is still sprinkled in a couple of theaters and all that sort of thing, has made a grand total since its opening of $951.5 million, which is a surprising number, which I don't think anyone was expecting a Minecraft movie to be making almost $1 billion.
Uh,
I
yeah,
I disagree,
yeah, I
Really?
but
think I was expecting
yeah.
it too.
I
It's
would
the one of the most profitable gaming
no,
IPs of
I
the past
totally
20 something years.
I totally understand that, but I would have I'm not blowing my nose at that. I'm definitely like
Yeah.
good for you guys. You did better, but I wasn't expecting the phenomenon that it turned out to be. I mean,
Yeah,
it
the nonsense that the memories within cinemas was a
yeah,
bit
yeah.
ridiculous, but
It never got
memory
it
aside, I'm not, yeah.
yeah, but it's not getting very rave reviews and all that sort of thing. It's being panned by most critics.
Yeah.
But like apparently the audience enjoys the hell out of it.
Yeah, a fun movie is often not a good movie,
Yeah, that is true. That
Yeah.
is
right?
true. Yeah,
Like the
It,
yeah.
kind of movie that you can yell at the screen and the people around you aren't going to yell at you for.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought of that perspective, but yeah, I
when
guess that
when
makes sense.
when the most quotable line from that movie is chicken jockey, it kind of explains why people like
I
it.
might have to
It's
censor that in the edit, so.
Yeah. Well, and then there's the Jack Black song that everybody is
Yeah,
playing.
yeah,
Parents are complaining that it's all they hear
yeah.
instead of the shark song, Baby Shark.
I still got
Um,
peaches in my head, so
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all it's all Jack Black. All right, so that leaves us with the number one movie, which again, it was a late January release. It is an animated feature called Nizak 2. And to date, I will give you the full number because abbreviating it would not give it justice. It has made 1,899,226,675. This movie is so close to cresting the $2 billion point that obviously probably going to be the only movie that's going to, I mean, with Lilo and Stitch, probably going to be $1 billion movie. We got a couple other movies that could come close to the $1 billion total and all that sort of thing, but I don't think we're going to have anything that is going to hit the $2 billion mark like this movie is. So yeah. And one of the other ones is that I enjoy following is Sinners, which
I
again,
I was just
Still
looking. I was just
making
yeah,
going to bring
money.
up
yeah,
Sinners.
still making money even though it's now available to I believe it's rent digitally. You
Yeah,
still
rent
can't.
or
It's not
buy.
streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, rent or
Yeah,
buy.
individual rental,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
yeah.
Not streaming yet. So it's still, but it's still in theaters making money, and it's in seventh place in the top 200, just slightly below Thunderbolts, and well, it's at $361 million.
Well deserved because like I
Oh, for
saw it
sure.
twice in theaters. It's fantastic. It's such like we need it is a testament that new IPs can succeed and do well in cinemas.
Hmm.
Like it's one of the few IPs that have that's a first like a new concept that has done as well as it had in the past 10 years.
Again, yes.
Because
You're
yeah.
also coming from a fantastic cast, a great crew, and
Mhm.
like directing and all that sort of thing, writing and whatnot. So it's and again, like I keep pointing out, the fact that it is a rated R movie and it's
Yep.
still making as much money is a testament to how good this movie actually is. And like you said, Mitch, you've seen it more than once. And that's what a lot of people are doing. A lot of people are returning to the cinema to see this movie again. And again, it's probably once it even gets onto streaming, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to still be able to find a theater or two somewhere that is going to be showing this movie because
I was so close to seeing a third time because there was a 70 mil print that was being screened, but
okay.
unfortunately it was a day I was working. It was the only day it was screening it. So I was very upset, but it's well worth it if your
Mhm.
listeners haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, no, for sure, yeah. So yeah, that about wraps up what our movie totals are. So to get into the actual minutia of the actual game itself, we're basically everyone has their movies that they have picked out. So we're just going to give the running totals that everyone has currently. So right now, with his movies under his belt, Dan is currently in last place. Well, technically, we'll just call it sixth place. It is last, but it's sixth place. And he's got a grand total of, again, I keep saying grand total. It's not really a grand total. It's a running total.
The
It won't
current
be
total.
his current total. There we go. His current total is $93,977,619. In fifth place is Mitch with $289,377,471. Candace runs up into fourth place. This time I did not pass by Candace's name because apparently, for some reason, the past couple of ones I've just skipped over Candace for some reason. But she is at $292,810,078. I myself am in third place with $442,210,208. In second place, with again just one movie to his credit right now, is Ahmed with $506,816,000. And again, with only one movie to her credit, our number one position is Natasha with a current total of $858,371,809.
We're
All
getting
right.
totally owned by these people who only have
Yeah,
one movie.
exactly, exactly. I
I
believe
was just role playing an exact choosing movies that I wanted. I'm like a bunch of kids movies and a bunch of movies with musicians in it. That was my criteria.
Yeah,
well,
I
what
was like
it?
the A24, right? All
Yeah,
we
Yeah.
do
exactly.
are the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
Well,
from the guy who picked Hurry Up Tomorrow. I was going for the fun picks. Hey,
well, see,
I got F1 coming up
you
soon,
do, you do.
and
Yeah,
I got some of mine are coming out later.
exactly, exactly. Well, actually, this is the month. The June month is Mitch month. Mitch has a month coming out every single week. A movie coming out every single week in June. And so to bring that up next week for the June 20th to the 22nd, we have Elio, which is Mitch's Pixar choice. Don't know how well it's going to do after a How You Train Your Dragons opening and still going up against Lilo and Stitch. But the other one, which would probably be kind of the powerhouse of this upcoming weekend, is Ahmed's choice of 28 Years Later. Uh, yeah, so between the two movies, I definitely am going to go see 28 Years Later for sure. Been waiting a while for this movie. Again, would have nice to have seen it in 2 years when it actually is 28 years, but that's neither here nor there. It was a whole entire do it now or it'll never get done sort of situation, which is understandable. But yeah, to return to that world of rage virus, not zombies, rage virus. So yeah, it just irks me every single time someone says the zombies. I'm like, no, no, it's a rage virus. They're not zombies.
Yeah. How many movies are actually about zombies? They're about ghouls, rage
Yeah,
virus,
exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Vampires.
mushrooms.
Mushrooms, vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So that's gonna wrap it up for this particular week. Again, thank you, Mitch. Thank you, Candace. Again, we're still early in this game. This is only the eighth week that we've been playing this game. And again, like Mitch said, there's a bunch more titles to come out. I sadly myself have two to come out still. Uh,
Yeah.
but
Well, my movie's going to get more money for me this week because I'm going to see The Materialists tomorrow.
nice, nice.
Very excited.
I am so happy that I've heard nothing but good things about the movie, and I am loving the social media that the three of them are doing right now.
Yeah,
It's
they're rocking it.
so fun. I'm just like on whatever platform I'm on, like, oh, okay, let's go to this and see the rest of the clips and all that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and it's super memeable. Like Kobo just put out a thing where it was just clips from the movies, like, me looking at my Kobo and it's almost like, end of the day time.
nice,
Things like that.
nice.
It was pretty hilarious.
All right. So anything else you guys gotta say about your current standings, your what you're proud of, what you're disappointed in, sort of thing?
I mean, I'm proud of the Materialists for making the third most amount of money.
Yeah, yeah, no.
You
Again,
know,
a
I
very
just sort
strong
of snuck
showing.
that one in. You guys were like, I don't know what this is.
No,
What go?
exactly.
And I
No,
was like, I know what it is, and I want it.
and that's part of the game. And that's how you play this game and all that sort of thing. So yeah, yeah. I mean, again, that was another thing. People were holding back information when they knew stuff and whatnot, which is, I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be in our first game that people would try to do that, but I'm so happy that it turned out that way.
Listen, do you want to win or you want to make friends?
Exactly, exactly. Oh, we're all making friends. We're all still all going out to see the bad guys too when it opens, right, Mitch?
I just want to train some more dragons.
Dragons.
Multiple dragons.
Well, by the end, they're training dragons.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah,
Yeah,
anyways, yeah.
they have a whole menagerie of dragons.
Exactly, yeah,
Yeah,
dragons, yes. They don't
yeah.
have a menagerie of dragon, right?
It'd be very lame, just having one is very disappointing, no matter how big it is.
All right, so that being said, we're going to wrap this up. Again, Mitch, thank you. Candace, thank you. I'm having fun so far. I hope you guys are too. Audience, thanks for joining us on this journey. And the only thing I got to say is just go out and see movies. It's the only way that um, movies are going to come back into the theater realm as they are. This is the perfect sort of summer to do this sort of thing. We can show the money makers that this is a way for them again to make money is by taking people to the theaters to see the movies, and the only way you can do that is by going out and seeing the movies in the theaters. You have such an amazing array of choices. You don't really have to worry about, "Oh, what am I going to see this week," sort of thing. This summer is a perfect example of that sort of thing. And if there's not something this week, there will be something next week. You don't have to see a movie every single week like some idiots that are spending more money than they really should at this sort of thing. But again, if you have the ability to, do yourself a favor. It's also a fun communal thing to do, and yeah. So the only way we can bring back the prestige of the old is by going to the theater now. So that's all I got to say. You guys got anything else to say?
It's air conditioned. You want to
That's
be
true
in the
too. That's
theater
true
this
too.
summer.
Yes, yes, yes. That's also a good thing. Yes, yes. We're going to wrap this up before we get any further into the minutia of movie watching. But again, thank you, Mitch. Thank you, Candace. Thank you, audience. And until next time, see you at the box office.
This has been Summer Movie Draft 2025, a Planet Geek production. Please be sure to download, subscribe, share, comment, and review. It most definitely helps us out. You can check out our other pop culture programming by searching Planet Geek Productions on your podcatcher of choice. You can follow Planet Geek Productions on our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, or Letterboxd. Search for Planet Geek Productions. On X, former Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky, search for Planet Geek Pod. Or reach out to us via email at planetgeekpod@gmail.com. So until next time, thanks for tuning in.
It is.
However, I
What?
think you mean June 14th. Unless
No,
we're in the
you are
future.
no, you are completely right because I have the notes for
Amazing.
next week, setting up next week sort of thing, and I'm in the wrong place. Um,
Wouldn't it be the 13th anyway?
it would be the 13th.
Oh,
Yeah.
the 13th, right? Yes,
Yes,
it was a
yes, yes,
Friday
yes,
the
yeah. It was a
13th.
Friday the 13th. Yes.
Double
Today.
corrected.
Yes, exactly. Oh, all right.
Sorry,
Um,
wait a sec. Actually, it'd be the
actually,
13th.
we've all got our glasses on too. Yeah, which is ridiculous. All
Yeah.
right, all right. Greetings, ghouls, and welcome to minute 52 of Do You Want to Party? The Movies by Minute podcast for the 1985 groundbreaking horror classic, The Return of the Living Dead. I just wanted to see what your guys' reactions would be to me doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure, I could fake it. I
Yeah,
didn't watch
exactly.
the clip, but whatever.
Hey,
God,
I'd be
those
just
zombies.
yeah, exactly. I'd be describing the clip as we go in the first segment, so it's not like you couldn't well, technically it would be your next episode, Candace, because you had the previous one. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right.
Revenge of the Sith was the 23rd most grossing film this year so far.
I know, isn't that a crazy number?
I was like, how
Yeah.
well? I know it did well. I'm just like, how well? Oh my God, that's really good.
Yeah,
Wild.
there's a couple of surprising names on that list that are like, "Oh my God, why is the monkey doing so well?"
Because it was fun.
Oh, it was a fantastic movie. I'm so glad I saw that in the theater with a packed crowd and all that sort of thing. But anyways, that's neither here nor there.